there's power in being vulnerable and telling people when you need help and when you want help. That is not shameful. So yeah, I shared that I can't carry a child. Yeah, I shared I have bipolar. Fuck off. That's what and I only want to be an advocate for women, and that's why I share. That's why I like to be honest, because everybody's going through something.
Yep.
I don't have it all put together. I'm not whatever. I'm me, and that's all I can be. So do not ever let anyone tell you that you are not a good person, that you are kind, that you will treat people with respect. Because that's not lame. That is so cool, you guys. And that is the fact. So screw anyone who tells you you're okay.
There are moments in life when the past seems to follow you like a persistent shadow, always lingering just behind, threatening to dim any new light you find. For me, that shadow has a name known to millions, Justin Bieber. But here's the truth that I wish the world would finally understand. I do not regret loving Justin Bieber. I never have. That love was real, it was formative, and it helped me become the woman I am today. But if that's where you think my story ends, you're missing the whole point. Because if you listen, really listen, you'll hear a different heartbeat now. It's the sound of pure, lasting love for my husband, Blanco. Let's start at the beginning, or at least at the beginning of this beautiful chapter I'm living now. When you've been part of the public eye, your life becomes a kind of open diary. Every smile, every tear, every decision is dissected and discussed by strangers. My relationship with Justin was no exception. We were young, reckless, and so deeply in love that it felt as if our story could never end. The media ate it up, and so did the fans. Even now, years later, people can't stop talking about Yelena, as if my happiness could only be measured by the shadow of what once was. But life has a way of surprising us. Love, especially, can bloom in the most unexpected places, with the most unexpected people. That's what happened when Blanco walked into my life. He was nothing like Justin, no flashy bravado or tabloid drama. With Benny, there was this quiet confidence, a warmth that drew me in like a safe harbor after years of storms. Our connection was instant, but it took time to understand the depth of it. It wasn't about escaping my past. It was about choosing a future that finally felt like mine. When Benny asked me to marry him, I didn't hesitate. I knew what I wanted. And for the first time, I didn't care about what the world would say. Still, I insisted our wedding remain private. It wasn't just about avoiding the endless media circus that would inevitably come if the world found out. Deep down, I feared a possibility, however rational, that Justin might somehow show up, a last-ditch gesture that would only make things harder for everyone. I wanted this moment to be about me and Benny, about the life we were choosing to build together, not about the ghosts of love's past. The night before the wedding, I did what so many of us do when we're nervous. I scrolled through the comments. I saw the speculation, the rumors, the endless comparisons. Some of you swore Justin was still waiting for me. There were even fans counting his social media posts, convinced that every cryptic message was a secret call for my attention. It was exhausting, sometimes hurtful, and always a reminder that the world still saw me through the lens of a relationship that ended years ago. But when I walked down that aisle to Benny, all of that faded away. He looked at me not as a celebrity or a headline, but as the person he loved. We exchanged vows not for the cameras, not for the fans, but for ourselves. And in that intimate space, surrounded only by those we truly trusted, I realized just how right this path was for me. Let me be clear. I have nothing but gratitude for my past with Justin. That relationship shaped me in ways I'm still discovering. It taught me about love, heartbreak, forgiveness, and how to find my own voice. I refuse to deny or diminish that experience just to make others comfortable. I believe there's strength in acknowledging where we've come from, even as we move forward. But it's equally important to set boundaries. I am not defined by my past loves. I am not a character trapped in an old story. Justin has his own family now, his own journey that no longer intersect with mine in the ways it once did. I wish him nothing but happiness. And as for me, I'm looking forward to growing old with Benny, to building our own family, to writing a new story that entirely our own. There's a common misconception that love has to be loud to be real. Maybe it's the movies we watch or the songs we listen to, but so many people seem to believe that only the wild, dramatic loves are worth celebrating. But let me tell you, there's an extraordinary beauty in the quiet, steady love that Benny gives me every single day. With Benny, there are no games, no second guessing, no stormy nights wondering where we stand. Instead, there's laughter over morning coffee, gentle encouragement when I'm doubting myself, a hand to hold when life feels overwhelming. There's a sense of safety I never knew I needed, a feeling of being truly seen and loved for who I am. People may mock Benny's image. They see the quirky producer, the guy behind the scenes, and they assume he can't possibly be the man who makes me happiest. But that just shows how little the world really knows about love. Benny is the first person who has ever made me feel completely safe, supported, and cherished. His love is unshakable, and that's something I will never take for granted. As I write this, Benny and I are trying for a baby. It's a dream we've shared from the very beginning, a hope that's woven into every plan we make for future. If all goes well, by this time next year, I'll be a mom. That thought fills me with a joy I can hardly describe. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one that I'm so excited to share with the man I love. I know there will always be those who try to pull me back into the past, who insist on comparing every step I take to the ones I once took with Justin. But I hope, if you've read this far, you'll understand why that's so unfair. Love isn't a competition or a story that ends just because the main characters go their separate ways. It's a journey, one that sometimes requires letting go so that something even better can take root. To anyone out there who feels trapped by the way of their past, or who worries that they'll always be defined by old relationships, I want you to know that it's possible to move forward. It's possible to find a love that heals, that nurtures, that makes you feel whole. You don't have to apologize for the chapters you've already lived, and you certainly don't have to justify the happiness you found in the present. I never regret loving Justin Bieber. That love was real, and it was mine. But my future, my happiness, and my heart now belong to Benny Blanco. Our love is quiet, steady, and exactly what I've always needed. And as we look toward the future, toward family, laughter, and all the beautiful unknowns, I know I finally found my true home. So let the world talk. Let them speculate and compare. I'll be over here, living my truth, loving my husband, and looking forward to all the milestones yet to come. And maybe, just maybe, that's the happiest ending of all.